Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anne of Reinforce Me Club. Today, we are going to talk about focusing on our true priorities. So, I am just going to reiterate to you today the topic yesterday about the time management matrix that was taken from the idea of Mr. Stephen Covey, the author of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So, I actually got the book here beside me. And other than this, I also use other books, which is the one thing and the power of habits. But right now, since he got the diagram out of it, I am going to explain to you further or even expand the topic yesterday. Now, having the ability to focus on what truly matters to us is crucial in achieving success and maintaining balance, since this this is a hectic world because there's loads of distractions around. Distractions, most especially phones, social media, calls, texts, notifications, just as long as we are beside our phone. We have loads of time wasting endeavors other than, you know, other than phones. We just got to spot the right priorities, which will help us fulfill. Now, it's also important to identify the urgent and important, what's really important to us. You know, anything that aligns to our long-term goals and values. And those things to do will enhance our efficiency and even makes us more effective along the way. And if we only do what is important to us, it will give us definitely a sense of fulfillment and purpose by focusing on this activity only. And having the feeling of being fulfilled, that will lead us into a meaningful life. Effective prioritization leads to a more meaningful and accomplished life every single day. Although not 100%, but by merely doing, you know, scheduling our priorities, not only prioritizing our schedules, but scheduling our priorities will enhance our time management skills and will help us more fulfilled. Plus, we can invest our energy thoroughly with more focus drive on success and personal growth. That is why managing ourselves first is essential. Now, let me walk you through Stephen Covey's time management matrix. Now, we have the so called important and urgent in quadrant one. So, these are the things to do which needs immediate attention, and it is important because it's an emergency. These are crises, high impact deadlines, pressing problems. This could be like resolving immediate problems of the team, of the family. So whichever is your role, it could be a mom, a wife, a manager, an employee, a carpenter, a nurse, a doctor. What is immediate? What calls and needs your attention right now? So there could be certain emails which needs your attention and execution right now. Emails, calls, job opportunities, or it could be business opportunities that may change your life. So these are urgent and important. The next quadrant is quadrant 2, the non-urgent but important. So quadrant 2, you can see here, it involves being organized, organizing yourself, whatever is your role. Like once again, mom, a wife, a husband, a doctor, a business owner, a manager. So whatever is your role, you also have other aspects of your life to look after other than your work. Okay? You have your health, your wealth management, and your relationship. And you have to plan all these things. Another thing, you also have to plan of taking care of yourself, which actually under your health, your exercise, your recreation, which could be one of the things in quadrant 4, but let's focus on this quadrant 2 first. Now, let me tell you something. Quadrant 2 is the heart of your personal development. It is where you plan your daily living as well as your personal development. Because if you are a successful person, a successful businessman, a doctor, but your health is compromised, your marriage is could be in the in the verge of breakdown. And if you are a successful if you are a success in terms of money, finances, is those success could compensate your marriage, your health, your well-being. If you are like 100%, 200% successful in one aspect, but there are other things which are important to us: health and our relationships. So we need to plan things out, at least balancing them, because I do believe there's no work-life balance, but balancing them. All right. So balancing them means you have to schedule your priorities, your relationships, your time with your kids, time with your wife and husbands, your husband, should not husband, uh, time with your parents. Building your dream career, you have to plan that out. What kind of person you want to be, what kind of manager, what kind of husband, what kind of wife you want to be, what are your priorities in your family. This is about improving your health and wellness. This second quadrant, it could be finding your life partner, the right person to share your life with. And what kind of person you're looking for. What are your standards? What are your values? Would you be willing to compromise your values in order to be loved? So you have to plan things out. Anything that is good for you, anything that could help you develop, it's in quadrant 2. This is the heart of your essence, your well-being, your main target. Where are you going? The meaning of your life. This is important because sometimes we fail to really look after ourselves, our relationships, and our money management. We're making a lot of money, but how do we manage all this stuff? We're just spending them all. Okay, I hope you feel me. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Your spending habits. Now you have to plan things out, which is in the quadrant 2. So never forget this. Quadrant 2 is also a means for you to really plan things out. Plan the things, that you've learned from the urgent and important. If you made a mistake, so plan ahead. You make time for this, for the quadrant 2, to plan so that the mistakes that you've made in the quadrant 1, it could be in the quadrant 3 and quadrant 4, avoid it. This is prevention and better management. Self-improvement, team improvement, development, everything is in quadrant 2. This is the heart of personal growth, once again. Now, we have the so-called quadrant 3, which is urgent but not important. These are the things to do which has nothing to do with your personal growth, but it needs your attention. So what are the examples of this? Interruptions, phone calls, which can be handled by your secretary or your assistant, emails, which doesn't require your decision making. It's the decision making of could be your partner in business. It could be decision making of your secretary, of your assistant manager. They could do that. Attending inconsequential meetings. To those people who doesn't like meetings, especially those kind of meetings, will just, you're not interested about it because it doesn't really necessarily needs your action. Spending a lot of time on tasks like reporting, like email, which can be delegated. Or another thing, dealing with others' requests, listening to your colleagues' problems, family problems. Well, this is important though. This needs your urgent attention. Well, it could be dealing with your colleague's family problem, but you can spare time for that. It could be not now because you're busy. You can tackle it when you're free. It could be 4 hours from now, 5 hours from now, or before you go home. You can talk about it. Not right now, because right now you are tackling the urgent and important matters. Dealing with other people's requests, you can tackle that later. Okay? So, in other words, quadrant 3 are completely distractions. It needs your urgent attention, but it's not important to you. It's not necessarily important to the development of your team, to your personal development. because these are the things to do which can be delegated. Now we have the quadrant 4, which are the things to do that are not important and not even urgent. So these are mindless watching TV, surfing on our phone, chatting, gossiping, reading forums, reading news, certain phone calls which are not related to our job, to our health, to our relationship building, excessive online gaming, idling, procrastinating, just looking at the ceiling, to free yourself in a period of time. But although these are the things which are not urgent, not important, we also need this to give ourselves a relaxation. But you know what happened is when you are busy in the quadrant 1, in the urgent and important, because you want to free yourself immediately, you're so busy, you immediately jump into quadrant 4. Mindless surfing, giving yourself a break, online games. You fail to plan your day, plan your life, plan your week, your month, your years, which is in quadrant 2. And quadrant 2 can help you prevent those problems that you have encountered before. Quadrant 2 will help you make a better person, a skillful person, skill enough to prioritize things, skill enough to adapt minimalism. Less is more. Do you know what I love about, having an agenda in mind when you go to work? You have no time to really, by the time you go to work, you already know what you want to get. And there's just few important things to you that you have to get it done. It could be top 3 things. And the rest of the things to do could be distractions. You can do it later. Maybe 2 hours from now, 1 hour from now. It's nice to go to work when you already have an agenda about what you want to get out of it. You don't have to attend different things coming from other different people. This has something to do with experience. But if you don't learn anything, sometimes there's no sense of, what's the sense of your experience if you don't learn anything? You got to learn anything. Otherwise, life will give you loads of lessons again and again until you get it. Now, I am here to tell you to really, I've already said it yesterday, to really never forget this quadrant 2, the planning phase, your personal development phase. And in quadrant 2, which is non-urgent and important, you can develop personal leadership. You can be your own hero. This is, the period of time where you can really take control of yourself, of your life. You can even schedule a quadrant 4 activities when you make time for your quadrant 2. You can schedule mindless surfing after you get things done in quadrant 1. You can do mindless surfing in 30 minutes. You can, when you schedule your things, you schedule your priorities, you can limit those time wasters. And in the most part, you become intentional. You almost have no time for small talks. You just get in there and then attack like a beast. And then you're done. And then you work out. And then you make time with your loved ones. And this quadrant 2, the planning, the personal planning, will also help you, gather information about what are your personal criteria. What I'm trying to say is, you could be in relationship. As what I've said earlier, are you willing to compromise your values in order to be loved? Are you willing to do that? And having this phase, this period of time in your day, you could decide for yourself, what kind of partner would you like? How would you spend your time with your husband or wife? Are you going to have a dinner? So in order to have a dinner, you have to know what's the most important, urgent, and important things to tackle throughout the day, so that you can make time for your husband or your wife. You can delegate some of the things to do in the quadrant 3, so you can prioritize your health. You can still have time and energy for your workout later, for your kids later after work. You don't have to do everything. There are people who've been hired by the company so that they can also do their roles. So, look, whatever is your role in your uh, you know activities of daily living, you could be a mom, a wife, a doctor, a business owner, a manager, an employee, a cleaner, whatever. You have It's important to have these things. And when you plan things out, where are you going? You prioritize. You can make time to all aspects of your life. To your health, you can take good care of yourself. You can plan your diet, exercise. You can look after yourself well. And with your relationship, you can make time with your family, not just work, 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 work. Okay, you could work, 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 work for 2 to 3 months, but never forget to counterbalance. Trying to balance things out. To still prioritize, because you love your family. You prioritize your family. You love yourself. Come back to your health and relationships, because they are your priorities. Plan things out in quadrant 2. All right? And quadrant 4, you need some distractions though, but not distractions all the way, all throughout the day, all throughout the week, that you even forget planning your life. What am I here for? So it's actually a reminder for you and me to get to have this idea. And you can also use a like a you don't have to really cross off the things to do. This type of planning phase, this type of like time management matrix, I'm also giving this out to you. So you can cross off those things to do, which will give you some fulfillment. You are just going to focus on those things to do which has meaning for you, not just simply just for the sake of it. Even those unimportant things, non-urgent or even urgent, but has nothing to do with you, at the end of the day you're not going to get fulfilled. So it's important to really focus on the things which give meaning to your life. So I hope this makes sense to you today. And it's Sunday, so happy Sunday. Have a lovely day though. And if you love this message today, you can share it to your family and friends. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, uh, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. I do appreciate your time. Have a lovely Sunday once again. Thank you very much.